What's up? What's up? Yes, what's up? What's up? This is a special shout out. This is a special shout out right now to Ashley. You know, you guys realize Ashley is not on the show today, but she is sending her love for everyone. She had a procedure done, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't feeling well. And please keep her in your prayers. You know, send her a good blessing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you lifting her up on the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let her know how you're feeling about her, that you're thinking about her. And we want to say one thing right now. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. We got you, girl. We love you. Get better. We'll see you next episode. Holla at your boy. I'm Dawson.
And I'm KK, your mental health queen.
Hey. Yo. Welcome back to another episode of Talking with Dawson. Damn, that was really loud. I am your host, Dawson, and then we got this special guest in the building back again. Her name is...
KK, what's good?
What up, KK? How you doing? Everything's good on your side of town?
Always. Never gonna complain. I'm alive.
Hey, man, ain't that a good feeling? Just wake up in the morning knowing that you can breathe and take a good breath and enjoy the rest of your, 24 hours that we are, that we have, that we can look forward to, you know what I'm saying? But like, yesterday is gone and tomorrow's not promised. We just have to live in the moment, and sometimes the moment can get to us, right? These momentary life changes in our lives that we're experiencing, we can just wake up and you choose the day you have, right? Do you ever feel that way, that you wake up in the morning and I'm like, today is the day I may just want to, crash out, or I just want to just, be alone? Do you have those type of moments?
Yeah, I feel like every day I wake up, I'm completely in control of what type of day I'm about to have. I can either have a bad day because I let other people or myself get inside my head, or I can have a good day because I chose to have a good behind day, and that's what I'm going to choose every day.
Absolutely. Choices are a beautiful thing to have, right? It's called free will. We have true free will is like being able to choose whatever you want without consequences behind it. But sometimes we know that our action is a reaction to our actions, right? So it's the type of day you choose can be, a reaction from someone else, right? If you wake up in a bad day, with, born on the side of the bed, they say it, you may just mess up everybody else's life that encounters you that day, you know what I'm saying? Because your day, your attitude is spunk, you know what I'm saying? Your attitude just stink. So it's kind of, it's what we need, I think, is like, we just need to wake up every day and choose what type of day we're going to have today, right?
Of course.
And knowing that when we look back at whatever we choose, wherever comes and whatever consequences come, we just have to accept those consequences, right? Because we made the choices, right? And I think a lot of people making some really bad choices in life these days, you know what I'm saying? We are living a dark, very dark age of life, you know what I'm saying? And people don't realize that, sometimes just how you approach someone can change the perspective of how that person reacts to you. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're having a bad day and you walk into work, or walk downstairs and somebody in the kitchen, or somebody at the desk, you're like, hey, how you doing? Good morning. You're like, whatever. You don't know how much that just affected that person. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because they may woke up in a different mood, like, hey, I'm having a bad day as well, and all I need is someone just to acknowledge me today, and I can change my narrative and change my perspective of life. You know what I'm saying? But we don't think about that, do we?
No, not all the time.
Have you ever encountered some times like that where you have ignoring someone and knowing they not knowing what mood they were in, and it just turned to be a bad day altogether for both of you now?
Genuinely, and honestly, no, because the simple fact, I'm a very caring person. I think about others before myself. So if I'm having a bad day, I completely shut down and keep myself kind of away from people if I know it's going to be that type of day, because I don't want to be the reason why anyone crashes out.
Yeah, I think that's important, because especially if we're involved in a relationship, right? It's like, I'm married, and it's my wife depends, you know what I'm saying, to me to wake up in a great day, especially if she's having a great day herself, right? So it's like, you got to be, self-aware of that, you know what I'm saying, making sure that you're making the right choices in the morning, because you can just mess up somebody else's day, being a fool, you know what I'm saying? And A lot of people ain't there like thinking like we are, but you know what I'm saying, like I think you got a lot of that from me being your father, that you can, you know, that our choices are built with consequences behind it, right? So we, you know, if you're going to crash out that day, hey, you better willing to take that consequence behind that. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, you were definitely the one to always, you know, like tell me like when growing up or whatever, Michaela, your choices have consequences. Michaela, your choices got consequences, and it just engraved in my head completely.
Exactly, and that's I'm glad it did, because like, you know, it keeps you safe, right? Keeps you, you know, approachable to from other people. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things we don't think about the next person, right? We don't think about the person that we encounter that day, right? We really don't, because we don't take the time to really think about ourselves. We just, hey, this is who I am. You got to accept that or not accept it. You know what I'm saying? That's what, and that is totally the opposite in such a programming thing that society and, you know, the elites has put into your mind, that this is your norm. You were dealt this hand. You got to deal with it. No, that's a lie, because we can change, right? We not change for others. I don't really, you know, 100% believe in changing for other people, right? But I mean change for yourself, so other people can reciprocate that change that you made and really accept you for who you are, right? So if you know that you have a stank attitude all the time, maybe you need to, you know, get in some therapy, right? Or, you know, listen to some good music before you encounter people. You know what I'm saying? Like wake it up, let your alarm clock not be just that every morning. Just let it be a music. You know what I'm saying? Wake you up to some good vibe music. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, get your day started before you. And another thing, like before you put your feet on the ground, you should say to yourself, this is the type of day I want to have before I even touch the ground. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a good day. I want today to be blessing and prospering. I want today to be just full of joy, and the people I encounter just have the same mentality that I have today, right? Then you get up, and then wash your face and wash your ass. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, that's what we should be doing on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? You agree?
Yes, sir.
So today we're talking about something everybody has, but not everybody is good at: friendship. Man, this is going to be a good subject, because I got a lot of things to say about friendship that a lot of people don't, you know, agree with as well. But, you know, to me, it's what's got me this far in life. I'm 54 years old, and, you know, you see the colors I'm wearing, you know what I'm saying? You see the city I represent from Chicago. So friends are just, you know, these friends are on a, you know, straddling the fence. They got one leg on the outside and one leg on the other side, and they just, you know, one leg out the door and one leg in the door, right? They don't know what they want to decide, how they want to, you know, encounter your life. You know what I'm saying? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So today we're breaking down what real friendship looks like, how it changes over time, and we're going to draft Ultimate Squad. So let's get it in, all right? So, Kayla, describe friendship to me in your own words. What describe friendship to me?
Friendship, I would say friendship is a bond that is created from.
What does friendship actually mean to you?
Friendship is like someone I guess a person I can go to for just about anything. Someone that I can trust, someone that, you know, I can love like family, and, you know, be there for them like family. Just kind of like your other half, your person, your soulmate, but just in a friendship type of form.
See, it's I like that, but it's simple. It's more simple than that to me. Friendship to me is like, if I call you at 3:00 in the morning, I expect you to answer as my friend. You know what I'm saying? I expect you to get up out the bed and answer that phone call at 3:00 in the morning, right? Because that's what I would do for you, right? And that's why I say, like, a lot of people don't agree with this, but this is Dawson's a key, an insight, a look what Dawson treats his friends, right? So I think that if I call you at 3:00 in the morning, all you should answer that phone and say, where we going? You know what I'm saying? Who we getting and where we burying the body at, right? That's all you need to say as my friend, because like I'm standing 10 toes down for my friends. and I only want to mess with people I can reciprocate the same thing from, right? Have you ever felt like, you've been in a one-sided friendship before? Have you ever felt that way? That
All
it's
the
all about
time.
them? Then don't you elaborate on that? What do you mean all the time?
All the time. I feel like a lot of my friendships been a consistent thing of I do for you and maybe you'll do for me. And I just don't sit well with maybe, like per se, like me as a friend. Like I said, when I go into friendships, I find for bonds that like I'm gonna love you like family. So that means I'm willing to die for you. Like I lay my life on the line for you. Like I'm gonna have your back, type of thing. And I just run into females that wouldn't even stay away from your boyfriend per se. Like we're just on two different levels. Like there's no respect, there's no loyalty. A lot of people are just raised differently, and if it ain't the parents' fault, I don't know where they got it from.
What's that one saying I used to teach you all the time? Always keep your grass cut low, because there's a bunch of snakes in your grass. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a sad statement if you really think about it, right? Because like if I'm choosing people in my life to be my friend, right? I shouldn't worry about, if they're going to stab me in my back, or they're going to, sleep around with my boyfriend or girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you're supposed to be thinking. That's not the mindset you want to have, you know what I'm saying, when you're dealing with someone. So what are the qualifications you look for into a person? What is your qualification as a friend? Before you decide someone to be your friend, what are the qualifications that you expect?
It's real simple. I literally stand on loyalty, respect, and communication. If you don't have those three in friendship, relationship, whatever it is, I don't want you around me at all, because it's like we got to have a level of respect for each other, because if we had a level of respect for each other, you wouldn't be sleeping with my man. You wouldn't talk to me crazy like you don't know me, and vice versa. And I feel like that goes in with loyalty. Like for friendships, I call you, I'm like, just how you said, like you call somebody, hey, we gotta do this and that. Like there should be no hesitation in it. Like that bond's supposed to be quick, tight, and and communication. Like anytime you feel like, like this person's making you feel weird about something or whatever it is, I don't know. I just feel like communication is the biggest key in everything in life. You have to have communication, or y'all gonna lose y'all minds, and y'all just gonna end up having some type of like low-key hate for each other in a way.
Absolutely.
And it's just not gonna be good, because then that's where it goes from fake love.
Absolutely. And that's where categorizing your friends come into place, right? Because so you got your day ones, right? And then you got your work friends. Then you got your online, social media friends. You know what I'm saying? And me and you, back in the COVID days, we played a lot of Call of Duty. So we have a lot of friends on the game that, we call family now, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, Heartbreaker, one of our great friends out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I got married, she came to my wedding, you know what I'm saying? So like this is what's so crazy to me, right? It's like when I make you my day one, you feel me? It's like, yes, this is what I break it down to. Loyalty. Kevin Hart said it best, right? I choose loyalty over love any freaking day. Any day. Because if you're loyal to me, you're gonna love me, right? People can say they love you and not be loyal to you. We have all experienced that, right? People don't say it out their own mouth, I love you. And in the same sentence, they don't destroy
your back.
Boy, that knife so deep in your back, you grab it, I'll stab the hell out you. You know what I'm saying? So like, you had to realize that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people in your life that was look in your face, say, I love you. And behind your back, sleeping with your woman. Or sleeping with your friend, your man, right? That's crazy. But that's society is, because there's so much, this toxicity in on social media, and people are living their life according to what they see on the internet. You know what I'm saying? They trying to live out those, live like the Joneses and live like these celebrities out here that's, balling out of control. So their mind is just all mixed up in the wrong things, and they got loyalty wrong. To me, loyalty is like, you would never do anything in your life to hurt me or hurt yourself, because hurting yourself hurts me. You feel me? And I'm not talking about like in a physical form. I'm talking about a mental form of hurting yourself, right? Making bad choices. You realize that, that when a friend is attached to you so deeply that when they're crying and when they're going through things, it even affects you. It affects your aura, who you know, your system. It affects
I
you.
say that all the time.
Exactly. I mean, it's crazy because you're so connected with that person and become one person, right? You become one person, and it's so funny how people like, oh, you and your friend look like, you know, brother and sisters, or sisters, right? It's crazy how these people say that because like you become so merged together, to, you know, becoming one. You guys finish each other's sentence, right? Or you know what the other one's thinking. That's a thing, you know what I'm saying? So like that's how close, you know, when it comes to a bond like that, loyalty has to be on the front page. It got to be on the first burner, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's not, how can you trust anybody? And let's talk about that. Trust is another thing, right? If I made you my friend, I shouldn't have to ask or have to worry about trusting you. You feel me? If I make you my woman, if I make you my wife, I shouldn't have to worry about is trusting you. And we experienced that, right? That we put our all in somebody that we love, and then said they love us, and then did something that, you know, destroyed that trust. How did that make you feel when that betrayal happened to you, Michaela? Or KK, I'm sorry.
I am literally not afraid to say that I full on went to bawling in tears last time. Like I had a friendship that I really like, that really meant a lot to me, and they completely like stabbed me in the back. I went numb, and it felt like losing a loved one. It felt like losing family. It felt like, wow, like it like a real slap in the face. Like, because then when you really think about all the things that you did for that person, what you were willing to do plus more for that person, and for them to just treat you like you didn't mean anything to them, that is the like biggest heartbreak. And that's one of my biggest problems, is I have a big old heart and it gets stepped on and smushed so much, and I still end up getting up and giving it out.
You like that Rod Wave song, huh? My heart on my sleeve. You know what I'm saying?
Heart
It's
on my-
like, hey, it's so funny that we just had this conversation right the other day about, you know, and it's like I want to elaborate on it a little bit, you know, for our viewers and our listeners. You know what I'm saying? Like when I told my daughter, I said, you know, you have such a big heart, and that having that big heart has really, you know, been very damaging to you lately. You know what I'm saying? And being a father to someone, seeing that someone's struggling with, you know, the same conversation we're talking about right now is friendships and relationships, is just sitting back and just observing. Because one thing I do as a father is my kids, and I mean, most of you might want to agree with this, but like I let my kids go through them hard times, but I'm always there to catch them. You know what I'm saying? When they need me, that phone rings, I'll answer that phone, and she can vouch for this. You ain't never call me and I never answer that phone. You know what I'm saying? I've never dismissed you in any, you know, in terms where, you know, you're crying. I'm gonna let you guys right now, and she can tell you this. If you call me crying, you might not get the response that you're really looking for when it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm such a hard, tough teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, you know better than this, and she does. Her heart is so, you know, she has this big heart that it's just like it overwhelms her. It controls her actual being, who she truly is, right? And KK has a heart that, you know, you heard it. You're gonna feel the pain behind that. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna speak her words, but then soon after that, she'll just come back and, you know, come back in your life and act like nothing really happened. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's hard for a father to sit back and watch that sometimes. KK, is because I'm a protector. You know what I'm saying? And I want to protect my kids. I want to protect the people I love. So when you do these things, realize this one thing. When you choose to, you know, to forgive someone who's hurt you, that has called you a friend and looked in your face and called you, you know, a friend and I love you. When you forgive that person, you have to understand what that's doing to you. Every time you forgive a person, right, it takes a piece of you away from you, a piece of your life away from you. You know, like stress does. It says stress takes every stressful moment takes 1 year of your life. Think about that. How many times you
Yeah, I was
feel?
gonna say like to the whole forgiving thing. I think one thing that I could just say that I know about myself is that actually when I go into friendships again, I don't go into actually fully forgiving and trusting them again. I go in with those same feelings that I had before them, the same reasons why I cut them off to begin with, and
Exactly.
it's just never a good thing. And sometimes, no matter how much the communication, no matter how much the love is, how the bond is strong, how many years, sometimes it's just you just gotta split and you just gotta like do what you gotta do.
Because people understand, like when you come back into my life, if I allow you back, see, before I go on to that, I'm gonna show you what my forgiveness mode. Strike one. That's it. That's it. And what I mean by that, I may mess with you, but I'm not fully messing with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what it means? Like I may, talk to you. I may, acknowledge you at work, but I have cut off all strings of giving you my all. Right? So you're getting pieces of me. Ain't no strike two, strike three rule with me. Because you got to continue to forgive someone. You really ain't my friend. If I keep forgiving you for breaking my heart and disrespecting me or being disloyal to me, why? Why I gotta keep forgiving you for something that you shouldn't be doing in the first place? Have you ever? Let's turn the page. I have disrespected people. I have slept with someone I call a friend, and slept with his wife. I will admit to that, right? And so, but I learned from that. This is when my transition days, when during COVID, when I divorced KK's mother. And I was going through these other, you heard it in our last segment, relationships. If you didn't, go back and watch those videos, and we talk about that. I was dirty. I did a lot of dirt, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, but I grown from that. I looked at that man in the mirror and I said, I don't want to be that person no more. You feel me? So if I'm not trying to be, if I change, then everything around me has to change as well. And that's by choosing my friends wisely, right? So have you done some things to people that you learn from and it's taught you a lesson?
The one friendship that I still dwell on to this day, and I hope one day he'll be able to forgive me because he was really like a brother to me. Was I had this homeboy from years ago. He's did nothing for years but try to help and save me, and I was just a complete a-hole to him. I just didn't give the best of myself to him. I gave him 5% of myself, and probably even worse, more than some days. And he just didn't deserve any of that or that energy. He literally I don't know, in ways especially back then, during those hard times when I remember him being there, those were times where I literally did not want to be here on this earth. And he was the person that literally kept stayed with me the whole day and would talk me through things and make sure that, I was going to make it to the next day. And it's just I'm forever grateful for that friendship. And I am deeply, deeply sorry for how those things went. And I just hope one day he'll be able to forgive me. If not, I just, hope that he just knows that he meant a lot to me and that friendship did, and him saving my life on so many occasions did as well.
And that's powerful because, when we do things that hurt people, right? We leave it up to them to, actually forgive us. And sometimes we do things, try to force that forgiveness and we just have to give them time. You know what I'm saying? Time is of the essence, right? We gotta give people time. Sometimes it may take a month, may take a year, may take for longer than 5-6 years may take, But I believe in that same sentence. We can say this: when you have true friendship, it shouldn't take that much time to come back and ask for forgiveness or ask for to be forgiven, right? Because that yes, we have our disagreements, we have our differences, in friendships, and hey, these things are going to come and go. You feel me? But I'm talking about these very bad moments where we did something that that just damaged that friendship for life, right? And I would love to have my best friend since 7th grade. I won't say it was 7th, 8th grade. I knew him, but 9th grade, we became best friends. You know him. Mr. Pope, David Pope, my friend in Chicago. I wish he'll come on this show and maybe we can have a sequel to this episode because he hurt me a couple times, right? And we talk about this, so I know it's okay for me to share this on the show. He hurt me a couple times, right? And I want to share this story just to give you guys a foundation with we talk about today. He hurt me so deep to my core of my soul, and it just changed our friendship forever. You know what I'm saying? And we still to this day we are fighting to regain and rebuild that foundation we once had, those years ago. But I won't get into it. I'll let him tell the story as well, share with you guys if he comes on the show. He said he will. But it was deep. It was something. He broke a code that we stand on, what I'm saying? And that's like, you don't break that code. And he knew this. What I'm saying? This code would get you hurt. You feel me? Breaking this code would get you hurt. And I ain't just mentally, I'm talking about physically as well. So, and that's one thing as well. We talked about the categories of friends, KK, like when you have a day one friend, what I'm saying, and they hurt you, that hits different than, someone on social media or, someone you met on, at work, right? Your day one is like, that's a sacred type of friendship, right? That day one is like, like KK is my day one. You know what I'm saying? She's always gonna be my day one. She's not my first child, she's my last child, but you know what I'm saying? She's my day one, you know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, I can, we grew to grow a bond and she can pretty much tell me anything with the thin line of, respect. You know what I'm saying? She's very good at that, not to cross that line. And I love her for that because I don't tolerate that disrespect stuff. And she knows this. And it would get ugly between me and her because we got that same, thug mentality. You know what I'm saying? So like we're growing to respect each other and learn how to talk to each other, but my day ones know that they can come for me for anything and tell me anything without judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because I speak from my heart, to people I call my friend. I speak from my heart and I do things from my heart. I don't give and expect things back from people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that for my day ones or anybody, but I don't do that for my day ones. Like, if I give you something, I do something for you, I don't expect you to do it back in return for me. You know what I'm saying? It's because out of my love of my heart. You feel me? So, I'm shouting out to David Pope. I want you to come on the show, bro, so we can have this conversation because it's if when you guys hear this story, you know what I'm saying, you see the impact that it really did on our lives. But I'm not here to open up, old cans of worms, and without this person being, on the show and him to defend himself as well. So, but
of course.
but yeah, it hurts. It hurted me. It hurted me to the core, and where that I didn't talk to Pope. I was like good 4 years maybe. And when we used to talk, I'm talking about like once or twice or 3 times a week, we used to talk to each other, right? So, I mean, when you get hurt from somebody like that, it really touches you differently. You know what I'm saying? So like, be careful with the choices you make when you're hurting people, especially your day ones and the people that you hold close to you. We take an oath, in friendship, right? That I would be by your side. I would be there for you. I would, I will listen to you. I'll hold you when you need to be held. You know what I'm saying? Like we take an oath to friendship, and like KK said, is her biggest thing is loyalty, right? Loyalty in everything she does. I can say that about KK. She's very loyal. So, I mean, we can continue to understand that when you let people in your life, you open up a portal, right? And you got to be comfortable enough to, and not be ashamed of what they see. Right? Do you hold off some things in life to people? KK, do you feel like you don't let them see this part of you, or do you truly open your whole heart to someone?
So here's the thing, and I love that you asked that because I wanted people to understand that you have to know the people you are dealing with. You have, not because it's just because people are different, and some people can't hold water, and some people can. Some people you could trust with certain information, some people you can't, or you can even just paying attention to like how people talk about their childhood. If you feel like your guys' childhood isn't like completely kind of leveled up, and you feel like you can't completely reason with that person and be like, oh yeah, we've been through the same type of struggle, you kind of have to like know what to show some people and what not to. I know it sounds kind of silly or whatever, but it's okay to have those certain boundaries with certain people. I have people in my life that haven't been through the struggle a day in their life, that that they live wealthy, they live good, silver spoon, and I can't reason with them. I can't we can't relate in a way. So it's just like I keep them from, when I'm struggling, I don't let them see me struggle. Exactly. Because the simple fact, then they have something to say. They feel like they have an input, a judgment. They feel entitled. A lot of people feel like very entitled on other people's lives. I don't like to give anyone the space to feel like they're entitled to tell me how to live my life, what to do in my life, how to be, what type of human being, to who I am. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be the most authentic me. The thing is like the quickest thing you could do in my life is get out if you have a problem.
Facts.
So that's why I just say, just know who you're dealing with, know how to talk to people, just pay attention to the certain things that you hear people say, where they just, sometimes you got to be the observer and the listener more than the person that's talking, to really get to know the person you're messing with and how to move around them. I've literally hidden,
absolutely, stages
of my life to people. Some people will think that I'm still, living good and I'm happy as heck because that's what I let them know.
Exactly.
But girl, I'm struggling.
Stop ignoring the red flags. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to people in general, right? Stop ignoring the red flags, man. Seriously, like one thing I want to say real quick is like, you don't have to accept someone's garbage, right? Just because you want to be friends with them, you know what I'm saying? Because that's who they are. You got to make choices. You got to make, like we said earlier, you got to make the great choices by saying, nah, boo, like you can keep that shit over there. You can miss me with all that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to categorize that person like there's associates and then friendship, right? So let's take a quick break right quick. We'll come back. We're going to just continue talking about these red flags, okay? So give us a second. We'll be right back. And hey, hit that subscribe, hit that like, you know what I'm saying? And plus share these videos, man, because I'm pretty sure you got a lot of people out there that has friends as nutty as me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very nutty. So pause.